That last three fights.
Three fights.
Three, 5, and 5, right?
Yeah, that's and you drop them, and this wasn't even. That's the type of kid. If you're a power puncher or not, you stop those guys. You know, guys who weren't power punchers like Paul Spadafora and people like that. Even guys in Youngstown, Kenny Signorani, they stop guys like that. You know, that and you're being an Olympic
silver medalist.
Silver medalist. That's right there is something that you. To a person that really knows boxing, in the back of my head, that's going to stand out too, though. You know, and when you brought it up, it really stuck in my head. Like, that's not really good either. But no. I don't want to knock the kid.
No, yet. I'm not either. You know, 3 fights in, we'll see.
He showed a lot of skills in that fight too.
He is very skillful, and also the thing is, the first thing I thought in my head is we have another Rashi Warren. We have another Gary Russell Jr. Do you know what I mean?
5 more fucking minutes in here, I'll be fighting at middleweight again.
Shit, maybe.
But
you know,
it's starting to kick in.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is. Let's
try it with that on. What do you think, man? So we can get comfortable. We're talking with the producer right now.
Yeah, we're talking with Justin.
What do you think? Yeah, give it a shot.
He's destroying our set right now.
If it comes in real bad, then
I think it's fine.
Well.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be interesting. Going back to the pound for pound list, you know, the fight with.
You guys know you're running 2 live feeds right now on the page.
We're doing what?
You're running 2 live feeds. You're running off the phone.
Yeah, that's what I can just read the questions.
Yeah.
But it's gonna compete.
Okay, well we can shut one off. Who's gonna read the questions?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to read the questions, you can pull up the feed on the Facebook.
Okay,
page.
go ahead. You want to shut the finish?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we had to shut one of the feeds down because we have the other one on.
I think people like watching this shit.
I know. Is the other one on the punchline?
Is anybody like watching us struggle?
It's on the punchline? Okay. Yeah, I like watching it.
Most of the views are on there too, so it's okay.
At least you know we're not scripted and fake like some other radio podcasts.
Well, let's go ahead and get on. Let's go ahead and get on that.
Yeah, my man.
Let's go ahead and get on that.
You started off.
You know, when we started this show, when me and Kelly started this show, which was what, February, January? No, it was right after the holidays, right?
Around about.
Me and Kelly got this idea. Hey, you know what? We should start a show. Kelly said, "Hey, you know, that does not sound like a bad idea, but let me think about it. I'll get back to you." I was like, "Oh, that'd be awesome." So Kelly does call me back about a week later and says, "You know, let's do that. I think we can do something with this show." So we did, and you know, we came into the show with every intention of helping other shows and things like that.
Yeah.
We did not know that other shows could be bitches and talk bad about us like we're a fucking motorcycle gang. You know what I mean? Anyway, they, you know, another show they started, and they still are. I mean, it's bad.
You know what happens with that too? Like last week when I mentioned on the show, we had there was a people that had a radio show in Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
And it was actually me and my family's radio show.
Yeah.
But they kind of ran us out of our own show.
Yeah.
You know, and then they put a post not too long ago that they had the best show and the best guest and everything else on there. And first of all, it was like, you got the guest because you used Team Pavlik.
Yeah.
That's why you got the guest. And it still was nowhere near to the point of ours. Now, it was funny that was mentioned too, that was brought up after our stuff has been going on Facebook Live, our show, everything else, and then this person goes and posts that. In other words, you know that they're watching the show, they're envious, they're pissed, and or, you know, they want to say something about it, and they're saying their show, which was my show,
is better
than my show. You know what I mean? It's like wiping your ass before you shit. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
We can't see none of the questions on
Well,
there.
I mean, that's the thing. We can't see none of the questions. That's.
Put the questions up on your computer. Or just pull up here.
I don't have that.
All right.
I don't have that program in.
But yeah, I mean, what the hell?
It's just space. You just pull up it.
You said you pull up your Facebook.
I don't have Facebook on this computer.
You open up the web browser, motherfucker.
No, I did. I used my phone to do it.
You can open it on there.
Oh, I don't even know my password.
I know. That was the same thing. Yeah, that was the same thing with. I can't remember my password.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I mean,
and so like, and with this one, what you're talking about, the dudes that are bringing it up, their show got knocked off the air or whatever happened, or they took a break, and I'm not going to knock it because they might have been going through some of the same shit we have.
Yeah.
You know, we still are in the process of getting this podcast down.
Exactly.
But to come back on, and then again you see their start because they tagged your name, and they know that right now we're rivals, and they tagged you in the fucking post just to be dicks and start some shit.
Yeah, I know.
And you got a fucking dude that's never seen a treadmill or a boxing gym or a punching bag.
Well, people can say that about me, but I actually have seen.
Yeah, but you have. This dude hasn't. And then who knows what the fuck the other guy does.
Neither one of them's ever boxed, but they get on there like, hey, we fought before. They haven't.
And you know me on this show. I stray away from you. You're more so the guy that attacks and really is direct on how you feel. And I'm the one that, passive a little bit and not as aggressive. And that's the part that kind of like pisses me off. And I am not going to bite my tongue on it no more.
No.
You know, when you told me last night they're tagging you, what they're tagging you for is to start shit.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go that route. They really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting themselves into a situation where, All right, now we got the questions in.
Joe Gessie said he can't hear us.
The audio's strong.
Yeah, the audio is strong. Turn your shit up, Joe.
Yeah, Delilah. I was saying about Shakur, he did make some things that was even pointed out by the ESPN crew. As I said, I definitely think that he's very talented, and as I mentioned, he's good. He's in a learning process. He really is. But he's made some, a lot more mistakes than what they pointed out, and all we're doing is critiquing it as a report. Boxing analysis or commentators or reporters are supposed to do.
Look, basically, we don't have any leather in the game. We don't have any horse in the game. So we're just stating the truth, what we see, where he needs work. I mean, that's what our job is. I know your job, Delilah, is to protect these guys because you work for USA Boxing and you love these Olympians. I understand that. But where we're critiquing them, you're trying to protect them. We understand that. I
kind of hope, and it's for their benefit. I mean, if they probably won't get it from this show, they'll get it from somebody else too, or maybe even listen to Teddy Atlas. Shakur Stevens could be a world champion easily, hands down. He can. And I know you're giving us a hard time.
What I think Shakur needs, honestly, I think he needs to listen to his trainers, listen to his management, and quit getting involved with social media bullshit. Do you know what I mean? And rivalries with Floyd Mayweather and all this other bullshit.
Well, that's his day and age, and there's nothing.
It
is
a day and age, but it
ain't just going to be him. You see Crawford kind of.
Crawford's not nearly,
Yeah, but this day and age.
I understand, but do you understand?
And I wish that I would have had some people like me when I was coming up, because I'd be watching it being like, hell yeah, you know what I mean, like taking it, like maybe. But
now
right.
look how much faster fighters developed back then compared to now. Think about it. Think about the '90s. Even think about the 90s. Think about when Oscar hit the scene, how fast he developed. There was no social media. There wasn't that bullshit outside distractions. The kid developed fast, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fighting for what? A world title at 12 pro fights with Jimmy Brettle? I mean, Jimmy Brettle was a beast.
Yeah, we love you, Delilah. We're going to give you a hard time back.
You know what? Fuck your bear, Delilah. She knows what bear I'm talking about.
These kids don't understand how it has two faces. Speaking of faces... Here pretty soon.
Don't show me.
What else were we going to touch on? That show, that was kind of wacky. We got to check the time here. We got 5 minutes. We're going to be talking with Mikey Garcia.
Yep.
Going to be interesting. I kind of want to ask him too what he thinks is in the state of the game right now.
So what is your give me your 5 pound for pound guys. Go ahead, Joey.
I told you, just like I put on Jason Bailey's post last night, I said
I didn't read that. I don't read a bunch of shit of Jason Bailey. He makes me angry.
Well, I don't read much of Facebook at all, but Andre Ward definitely number one.
Yes.
His past
I agree.
The opponents and everybody he's fought.
I agree with number one for Andre Ward.
And it's going to be hard to knock him from the number one. Even it's going to be close with the winner of Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. Yeah. And then you could, because of their natural talent and ability, put one of them number one over Ward. But if you just go back to the resume that Ward has had and the guys that he's faced, it's hard to even put him over that. But, so like I said, let's see in the next 10,
That
11
froze.
months. Yeah. Let's see in the next 10, 11 months who, when these fights pan out, then you can have a better idea. I mean, you still got Triple G out there. You still got the winner of Triple G and Canelo. Canelo has been making some noise. I know there's people that don't like him and everything else, but if Canelo goes in and beats Triple G, you got a whole big fucking shakeup in there.
Yeah, where do you go with Crawford? Well, I have to put him number 2.
Crawford fights a guy. Okay, but here's my thing again. You're talking Canelo, Triple G. Those are the top guys. You're talking Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. Now, if Crawford fought a Mikey Garcia and beat him like that, then yes, Crawford. That's what I mean.
This is your list anyway, so
Mine's number 1 Ward, and then the rest up in the air until after the Canelo, Triple G, until after Lomo, Rigondeaux. It's up in the air.
Yeah.
Your questions are still coming in.
Well, they are, but we had a frozen screen there, so.
Glass Joe, Bab, Bald Bull, and Piston Honda. Dude, Joe, you're gonna make me want to play Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
007-373-5963.
What's Carlo? What's he putting?
His list.
Carlo has Ward, Crawford, Triple G, Loma, and Canelo.
I can see that list being. That's not a bad list at all.
It's not arguable. Again, though, Carlos, that right there is going to change big time.
Somebody's getting bumped for that list.
Yeah, you got, you know what I mean. So that's what I'm saying. The next couple months, your whole list is going to be.
And would you put Triple G above Canelo? I mean, Canelo's looked better as of late.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and has fought better opponents. Even if he lost, he has been in there. You got to give credit at some point to that.
Yeah, he fought better people.
He lost to Mayweather. He beat what's his name?
Chavez Jr. easily.
Did he fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought. He fought Lara.
Yeah, Lara.
Mm-hmm.
He fought Trout. He fought.
So that's. I mean,
Josecito Lopez.
You
He's
have
a smaller guy.
Yeah, I definitely have Canelo over Triple G. I don't know. But that whole thing could be different here and change up a little bit.
And where do you put Mikey at this point? Do you have Mikey right on the cusp?
Yeah.
Of 6?
You could toss him in the top 5. I mean, that's why I keep saying it's up in the air, and you're gonna. Unfortunately, when these fights happen with Triple G and Canelo, and if it's a real close fight, do you actually move one of these guys out of the top 5? If it's say it comes down to like a very controversial decision or a very close fight where it's a pick'em.
Yeah.
Do you bump one out? Just saying a Lomo Rigo fight or the Canelo Triple G.
Yeah, you have to.
You do, but
and then Christine
don't have to.
Christine says she has Triple G winning.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm leaning like Wakala. I lean more towards, again, I think the only difference is the strength and size for Triple G if he has any advantage in this fight.
I got Canelo.
And I see if the fight gets past the 4th round, I think if Canelo gets past the 4th round, he wins the fight unanimous.
Yeah, I got Canelo. I mean, my only concern is this. Canelo gets tired in late rounds. If he gets tired in late rounds, it's curtains.
But not as tired as Triple G.
I haven't seen too much of Triple G. Triple G still punches, though.
He gets muscle weary. That last fight with Danny Jacobs, man, he was gone. In the 9th round, his punches were lost a lot of pop. But I think we should.
What is it?
Delilah. Canelo gets as much credit for fighting Mayweather as Conor gets none. That was so not worthy of a watch.
What is she talking about?
You talking about Delilah? You talking about Mayweather or the Mayweather Canelo fight? That it wasn't worth a watch?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean,
Canelo is pretty and crafty, but Gigi is a dog. Strong and has both. I agree with that.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I'm not going to argue. I think that's the one advantage that Triple G has in this fight. I thought Canelo versus Mayweather was a good fight matchup.
I did too. I think his youth caught up with him. It was just his youth.
Yeah, you got 2 very talented fighters at that point.
I think he had the wrong game plan fighting. He tried to box with Mayweather. That's a wrong game plan.
Well, I'm excited. Let's get our homie on.
All right, let's do it.
You have to put it on speaker, right?
Yep, just around top.
Mikey.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, you're on the punchline here with us. What's going on?
What's up, guys? Wow, hey,
Hey.
not much right now.
How you
Hanging
doing?
out.
You get a little bit of time to relax,
Yes.
with these last couple
Yeah, I
days?
Yeah.
That's good.
I
yeah.
can tell you're doing some family time right now.
Yeah, the little one over here is crying.
No. That's good, though. You get some time to kick back.
So how you been doing since your big fight? How have you been feeling?
Oh, and you know what? We've been good, doing a lot of things that, helping out here at the house, taking the kids out and stuff, because, I was busy during training camp to really take them out during the summertime.
Yeah.
So had to do that, and then just been staying busy with the media.
Oh, I'm sure you've been swamped lately.
Well, we've been doing some charity also. I was out there in Philly a week ago, and then we did another event here. So it's just just staying busy, but it's all for the best.
Oh yeah, you should have called us. We're only 5 hours away.
Oh, I should have made that phone call, man.
Yeah, we would have came out and screwed with you. I would ask you some more better questions,
Yeah.
I know, man. Hey, listen, that shit right there, though. Sometimes that's more tiring than a training camp. Especially after like big fights. Mine was, a lot of charity. And then, of course, my affliction, sponsorship. So I had autograph signings out there, and you're on the go. New York, Nebraska, all over the place.
Yeah, well, that's what you gotta do.
Yep.
The fans give you so much. You gotta give them back.
Exactly.
Some time, and like you said, just doing some charity work like that just really helps out. If you can do something to help someone or a foundation or anything, I mean, that's just the best thing to do.
It comes with the fame.
Well, I've seen Mikey go out of his way in Oxnard helping people. It's crazy, just setting up, giving equipment away and giving gloves away and things like that. I mean, I've seen it before. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
but we got to talk about the fight. How did you feel about that fight?
I felt real good. We had a very good camp. We had a very good training camp, and I knew we were in shape. I knew we had a good game plan. We felt that I could box, and beat him to the punch. Use my combinations, and use a little bit of footwork to keep him, at a distance where I was able to land punches, but at the same time be able to block or make him miss, his counters or his attacks. And it worked well. I mean, the fight, after the first round, I think, I felt the pace of the fight, and started to take control. And I mean, I don't see much that he did. He tried to, come forward a few times, and I was able to step back and then still keep punching, or I would push him back just enough to where he was always on the defense. And I was punching, and he wasn't able to counter because I wasn't too close either, So I found a good distance to work on, and I mean, it was I think like the 9th, 10th round when my brother started telling me, look, he's gonna come with everything because he's losing. You're gonna send him with everything he's got. So instead of going forward or instead of trying to fight with him, just box on the outside, use your combinations, stay on the outside, be safe. Let's not get crazy out there, And we did it, and we still kept the punch output higher and higher. I kept increasing as the rounds went by. So really, it was a really good performance, I think, and I'm really happy with the way everything turned out.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
David,
go ahead.
but
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going after the fight. Man, they asked me. I don't know if you've seen any interviews that guy had that I ended up doing, but I was not trying to be biased because people know the connection, with me and Oxnard and everything else, and doing this, it's that fine line. Like, what could you say against somebody that you're close with? And like, so I wasn't trying to be biased in that fight, bro. And I literally,
I was.
and I'm going like this. They're asking me where I was sitting up in the media
You're
section.
trying not to cheer in the media section.
Yeah, during the fight. And then one guy goes, well, I gave Broner the first round. I was like, on what? Like, on what aspect did you give it to him? Because he made it through a little more. I go, but Mikey landed a cleaner punch and still was a little more aggressive. And then I think when I said the 9th round, they asked me after the fight was over. And I said the 9th round because I was one of the closer of the rounds.
Yes.
And I thought you won it, but I couldn't sit there and say, hey, you know how bad that looked? I said, it was just a straight shutout, man. You know, so I told him I gave Broder, but you're right. What you did in that fight, you beat him at everything. You beat him at the boxing part, and for the naysayers that we kept arguing leading up to that fight, and believe me, I used to get it all the time. Can't box. He's flat-footed, and we kept saying he got one of the best footwork in boxing. You know.
Yeah, we kept saying that footwork is not heavy lateral movement. Footwork is not moving fast. Footwork is pulling yourself out of range of punches and countering effectively. Yep. That's footwork.
Being in the right place without being off balance and being able, you know, like I say over and over, inches and angles and being in that right spot. And yeah, you had that, but it was funny, man, because I was answering the questions and they laughed. They turned the cameras off and they'd be like, "Well, we kind of figured that's what you were going to say." And I said, "But you know what? I'm not lying though either. I mean, my God, just go back, really watch the fight."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, some you know, fans or critics at first, you know, going into the fight would also, you know, doubt, you know, the size advantage, you know, that he had over me. You know, they would doubt me for that. They might think, you know, Broner's gonna be too strong for Mikey. You know, Broner's big, strong, fast, and like you said about the footwork, they don't see me dancing around, you know, just, you know, unnecessary movement like that or cutting the ring in certain ways. So they don't see that, and they feel that, oh, there's no footwork. He's just left. He stands right in front of you. But but it's a whole different thing. It's just small little, you know, subtle movements, subtle steps that I can create, you know, and I can create the space, the distance, and circle around or things like that. And it's what makes the difference between what I can do and what my opponents are able to do.
Well, you know what I've noticed too? You have that Oxnard style in your footwork where you guys utilize quarter steps, half steps, 3/4 steps. And the only people that I ever seen really utilize that a lot was you and Fernando. You don't have to use a whole step, you know what I mean? And overshoot
Robert,
your target.
His brother was showing me.
Robert will show you too.
Because Robert said, he's like, he don't want to change my style.
Well, I included you with the Oxnard style of boxing.
You
I was
better.
just saying you were the first.
I'm the Gringo Cholo. And but yeah, I know. But Robert, when I went there, he didn't try to change it. He just, with my foot placements and a lot of good body work.
A lot of boxers, they always want to use a whole step. You don't need a whole step. Sometimes you just need a quarter or half a step.
Mike, that was the only thing I am going to critique your ass on. I would have liked to have seen some more body shots in that fight, though. Yeah. I think you could have probably stopped them with a little bit more investments to that body, but then again, you were dominating the fight, so. But you know,
well, we did land a few body shots, and there were, you know, more opportunities to probably go to the body, but every time we go to the body, you also have to be closer to your opponent.
Yeah.
And we don't want to, you know, take too much of a risk by being there, you know, too often or being too close where he could counter you, because he does have good countering skills, especially with the right uppercut that he likes to counter pretty often. Yeah, so we had to be a little careful with that. And like you said, I mean, everything else was working so perfectly, you know, by working the way I was, that there wasn't that much of a need to be working on, you know, at the body so much. But there was some good shots that I landed, and there are other opportunities too that I could have probably taken advantage of. But you said, like, you got to kind of like, you know, watch out and be careful.
I didn't think about that though, because he take
your time.
No, I didn't think about it.
He's a good counter puncher and desperate, especially when you're getting beat, desperate later in the rounds.
Yep.
But I you know, it was just yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Mikey, at what point in the fight did you see him kind of bending to your will? Did you know you were going to have an easier night than you thought?
No, it wasn't that I thought it was going to be an easy fight, but I think it was like the 6th or 7th round, somewhere in the 8th round. It might have been the 8th round.
Yeah.
Where I just knew I had this one already, and I I felt that he himself knew it already, and even though he tried to come at me the last few rounds, but I kept punching,
Yeah.
In the very first round, I think I landed a jab that I saw him kind of blink a little and kind of circle around and started moving around more. So that just showed me right away, he respected the punch. Just enough to catch him, with the jab and get him to really kind of like, just respect that much. That also helped me, feel good about the fight. And then, like I said, in the few rounds after that, just kept the control, kept that punching, output kept increasing. I was in control even more. And like I said, in that 7th, 8th round, somewhere in there, I just knew I had the fight won already. I was winning.
Was that a big, Broner was notorious for kind of like picking it up the last 2 rounds. I'm sure that was a little thought too in your head going in there. Was you a little cautious, or was you wanted to stick to the same, keep doing what you were doing? Yeah,
well, we know Adrian likes to pick up, and the pace and finish the fight strong. And Maidana actually told Robert that he was very strong, and especially in the last few rounds. And then we seen the fight with Porter, where he also picked it up in the last round and actually dropped Sean Porter in, I think, the last round. So he does finish strong when he's in shape, and he was definitely in shape for this fight. So it might have been, I think, like I said, the 9th or 10th round where my brother told me, look, they're going to send him with everything. So let's not go forward, let's box instead. Let's stay on the outside. We don't want to clash and exchange punches with him anymore. Let's just stay on the outside. Let's box, keep that jab in his face, and keep the combinations right behind that, and keep circling around. Don't give him that distance, that close quarter distance, because then he's going to let his hands go, and you could be, in dangerous position. And that's what we did the last few rounds. We just kept boxing on the outside instead of going forward, and we increased the punch output and just completely, neutralized everything he had.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, that made my night though, because when we were sitting up there, I hate media, dude. From all the years of me fighting, I really hate it. That's why, even at your post fight, I had to sit there and break up the monotony a little bit. And that was most of your guys from your team, and James here too.
Asking you to ask a question.
Yeah, I got the microphone. They all started laughing. I didn't even have a word out of my mouth yet.
I got in trouble.
Yeah, but we're sitting there, listening to people talk, and right before the fight start, you're just going like, dude, this is gonna be great. You know what I mean? Because you're giving your points, and it's a self ego thing on my part too. You sit here and you give this prediction, and you're hoping that your prediction is like straight out as you call it. And dude, you helped me out on that, man. It was round by round and action by action and fight by everything you did. So
we looked really stupid.
We walked out. They're like, dude, you gotta call every fight.
Yeah. But so your dad just retired. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, it was Monday after my fight that my dad comes over to my house, and he tells me, he wants to talk to me a little bit, and so we talked about the fight, and then he tells me how he feels that he's getting too old to really work.
Yeah.
Just gets tired more and more now, and he said, that this was going to be his last fight. He didn't want to tell me before the fight, but that this was his last fight working.
Well,
that he'll still be around the gym once in a while, but he just doesn't want to have the responsibility of having to be there on day to day and having to work with me with the mitts. He says, his arms, his shoulders are getting too tired working the mitts.
Yeah.
And so he says he'll come overlook things and just to keep an eye, once in a while. But he's done. He said he's done. He's retired. So we threw a little victory celebration this past weekend on Saturday, and I had him a cake. Congratulations, Big G. His retirement party type of stuff. So it was good because we had the whole family over. And Fernando showed up. Ari showed up.
Yeah.
Who my dad loves, and Fernando respects my dad so much. So Fernando made the trip from Texas because he was in Texas that day.
Wow.
And flew into to LA and come to my house to be here, spend some time with my dad.
Wow.
we had just a very good time here at my house.
I think the Big G. Me and Kelly talked about this. I think he is the most underrated trainer in the game today.
Yeah. Oh, look at the knowledge that he passed down, though.
My dad turned 73 in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
He doesn't look that old though either.
No, he actually looks really good,
Yeah.
and he's in good health. But when he's working the mids, now he says, it tires me out too much.
Yeah.
We're working hard, and my dad doesn't like to work, softly. He doesn't like to work easy.
Yeah.
He likes to work hard. So that's also why he tires more. And he doesn't want to do it any other way. He prefers, to work hard for 4 rounds than to do, 10, 12, easy rounds. He just feels that that's the way to work. And
yeah,
it finally, he decided, that's it. I can't be doing this. I don't want to be, pretending like I'm working for you guys and not doing my job. So
exactly.
That's, yeah.
So who do you have filling that next spot where your dad is? I know you're gonna have Robert, and you're gonna have Doc Anderson. Who you got filling that next spot?
Well, we still have my brother Robert and Pita.
Yeah.
And Anderson, of course. But we might add up Robert's other son, Payo, to help out, because he also helps out at the gym.
Yeah.
And in the last few fights, my dad has been including him more and more. I guess it's a way of prepping him for when my dad left, So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man.
What was the question you had for him? You had a question about the state of the game.
Yeah, I was going to say that, see what your ideas on some of these fights coming up. Real quick before we let you go. I know you want to get back. What do you...
No, for sure. Well, you know what? Which fights are we talking about?
Well, I'm going to throw the one out there that you always get tossed into also. The Lomachenko Rigo fight.
Well, if that's Lomachenko and Rigo, that's December supposedly, right?
December 9th.
December 9th is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I still think Lomachenko, because of the size advantage, that might help him. And
that's what we said.
Because as far as skills, I mean, they both have tremendous skills, and Rigondeaux might be one of the best, defensive fighters also on this planet right now. And he's also got great skills. But I think Lomachenko's size advantage might be, enough to carry him and allow him to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Lomachenko, wasn't able to be as effective based on just the size, and Rigondeaux might be pulling it off, because, like I said, Rigondeaux's skills are also, extremely, just out of this world sometimes. And when he shows up to fight and he wants to put him on display, he's one hell of a fighter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a really good fight, I think. But I gotta, kind of side with Lomachenko based on the size.
I go on that too, and I think my reasoning for that real quick is, they both have a very similar fighting style. I think Rigo moves more, though, and kind of leaves himself out of range a lot too. Like a flashier Diaz, where Lomachenko is kind of in your chest too, though.
Yes.
Yes. And he's gonna obviously have to bring the fight to Rigo. So I see that with the size and things like that. What do you think about the Canelo Triple G?
That's an even fight for me, man. I mean, 2 years ago I would have said Triple G, fairly easy. But as of right now, I liked Canelo's improvements. I think he's improved over the last 2 years. I can't really say that he's improved just based on the opponents, because some of the opponents have not been, challenging enough or big enough to really test him. But I do see improvements in his own game, better combinations. I think he's a little more confident now. He feels a little more confident in himself. He's also grown more. So I like Canelo for that. But on the other hand, Triple G, he's been there, he's established. He's, I'm sure, hungry and wants to prove to the whole world. So he's really motivated. And I think Triple G's also got the power to, change anything, in any given second. And if he lands a good shot against Canelo, I mean, Triple G can definitely take over and put an end to the fight. So Honestly, I think it's a pretty even fight, almost 50-50. But if I have to choose, earlier I was saying Triple G, but I'm starting to think, Canelo might edge the fight if he boxes a little bit more, just enough to circle around a couple of times. He might start winning the rounds and win a 12-round decision.
Yeah, definitely.
Mikey, we have a question from one of your fans, actually.
Yeah.
Damon Martinez. He's a big fan of yours. He talks you up more than the rest of us. He talks you up more than anybody. He gets cussed out a lot. He said, at what point in your career did you know you were an absolute, complete, fundamentally sound fighter? When did you know that you were at your peak? Like you were where you're supposed to be?
Look, before I was even champion, I already believed that, I was, probably the best featherweight, and I just needed to give it that opportunity. And I wasn't given that opportunity for, I think it was like 2 years that I was ranked number 1 in the world, and one thing over another, and I just wasn't able to secure a title shot. But I knew I was one of the best featherweights at the time, and if not the best. So I think it was right around there where I just felt my confidence, high, and I knew no one was gonna be able to stop me, and no one was gonna beat me.
Yeah.
And when we did get and land the Salido fight, some fans and media felt that maybe I was inexperienced. The Salido was a tough, fighter, tough world champion that was going to be too much for me. But I just knew there was no way in hell he was going to be able to do anything to me because I was that much better a fighter, and I believed in myself so much. So it was right at that moment that I just knew, what, I'm the real deal. They just haven't seen it.
Yeah, exactly. A story, good friend of mine and one of my mentors, Rudy Hernandez.
Yes.
Rudy told me a story about he was in the gym with you guys, you and Robert, and you were about 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he said he saw you working out, and he said there was a bunch of pros in the gym, bunch of stars in the gym. And he went to Robert, and Rudy told Robert, he goes, you know what? The best fighter you have is over in that ring over there. Robert goes, who, Mikey? And he goes, yeah. He goes, he's the best fighter you're going to have. He's going to be a star. And he was right.
Yeah, we were just talking about that actually yesterday with Robert, how Rudy did tell him that. I might have been 14 or 15 at the time, and Rudy, we were sparring in a gym in LA, and Rudy told my brother that. He always told my brother,
Maywood, right? You guys are
Mikey's
Maywood.
The one that's gonna be the one.
Yep.
Have you ever, another question they had was, have you ever felt bad about knocking one of your opponents out?
Look, well, the fight with Dejan Slavikan in January, we win the fight. We celebrating. I win by knockout, but moments later, he's still not, recovering.
Yeah.
He's still not up on his feet. So we started getting worried. I did feel a little bad about, how that, might have hurt, for the family, because, as a fighter, you're really not afraid, to get in the ring, but the family is what feels the pain. The fighter doesn't feel it. It's the family, the wives, the moms, the sisters. And I felt bad for them, seeing, their loved one there, not knowing if he's gonna be okay or not. That was the moment that I felt, scared and worried, and I did feel bad, but thankfully he was able to get up and recover, and he didn't have any further problems. But that's the only time that I've felt like that. Other times, other victories by knockout, you win, but nothing to that extent. They stop the fight, or you knock them out and he gets up. He's fine.
You used to do the whole Gradovich thing. You did the whole Gradovich thing. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, like Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? But like I said, it's always great talking to you, and we love having you on. And and I know you're a busy man. And
I told him yesterday that we got to get out there.
we're gonna do go-karts.
Yeah, it's hard now. Yeah, give me a good go-kart too. I don't want to come out there and be chasing everybody around with one putting out and everything. So.
Yeah, whenever you guys want to come down here, just let me know. We have a nice place over here. We guys can spend some time, and you guys can film, record. We can do a show. We don't want to do media.
We don't want to do media when we come out there. We want a vacation.
Unless something really funny happens.
Yeah.
Enjoy the vacation, and then just do some do some go-karts, do some, you know,
Shooting.
Shooting would be fun.
Get some fun time, go some off-roading.
Yeah.
I think I could do that outside of Ohio.
We could.
Shooting.
We could.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, and you know what? The one thing that you have that other people don't have is you're surrounded by a great team. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. You were surrounded by good
It's
people.
family. It's family, you know?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there.
No one to look best. No one to look after you best, and then family.
Yep, even Frank.
Well, Mikey, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna get the other guys on, but again, bro, thank you. And go ahead, try to find some rest time with your schedule, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Kelly.
All right, bro. Yeah, we'll stay in touch.
Always a pleasure talking to you guys, and thanks for having me on the show, man.
Anytime. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Here you go, man.
All right, see you soon. Thank you very much, Mikey.
Peace, bro.
All right, bye.
Oh, you know what? We gotta give a shout out. Yeah, Donnie Phillips, man. He hooked us up today. Again, we are in process of getting this established once and for all. And I want to thank Donnie, Don's Automotives on Mahoning Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio.
And yeah, that's true. And I also want to thank you for bringing the food. He brought us some food. It's on the counter.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome too. But you know what? I just love talking to Mikey. I mean, Mikey is one of the most positive and humble people you're going to meet.
He is, man. We already said that too. And, you know, my biggest thing I wanted to get out there, if there's while people are listening and I have him on, is everything I said before he was on is, you know, how I feel.
Mikey's family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even to you.
And it wasn't being biased. I mean, the good thing to help me on that is, if somebody want to say you're just being biased, I have a lot of proof behind it, though. Like,
yeah.
you know,
well,
that I'm not like Mikey, what he did in that last fight, what he does, how he fights.
Are we really biased? Because somebody said, hey, Crawford and Mikey's fight. And I'd say, whoa, that's an even fucking fight.
It is.
That's an even fucking fight. I can't say one way or the other on that fight.
I say
that's not biased.
I say the same thing with Lomachenko. I have to say the same reason why he thinks Loma would beat Rigondeaux is how I think
Mikey beats Lomachenko's size. And I made that comment earlier. I said, a good big man beats a good little man every fucking time. Exactly. People are like, oh, wait a minute, let's go back to this, Kelly, because you get a lot. Oh, Bernard Hopkins had Kelly's ass. Motherfucker, Kelly went up 2 fucking weight classes to fight Bernard Hopkins. 2.
Was that 3 days of sparring? Now, Robert Garcia and them, they could vouch for this.
Yep.
Bronchitis, because I was training with Jack Lowe and Robert Garcia. Stephen Levin, who was a co-main event, and Robert Garcia.
Yeah.
That was the first thing Robert Garcia brought up when I went to go train with him.
Playing under Steve Levino's
name.
Yeah,
he goes, the biggest thing I remember with you is when we had to put medication in my fighter's name, so the Hopkins camp. That was 2 days before the fight.
So they wouldn't know you were sick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, anybody could tell.
But anybody else move up 2 weight classes? They say, oh, well, that's an excuse. But with you, Kelly got his ass whooped. That is some bullshit.
And the funny thing, going back on that, and this is like, I'm in my defense mode, but you go back and you look at it, Jermaine Taylor, if it was controversial or not, beat Mayweather, or beat Bernard Hopkins. So that's how you know if Bernard beat me that easy, how it was an off night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, right there. But it's all well documented.
Well, I'm pretty happy. In a minute, about a minute, we have Jeff Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s uncle, brother of Roger Mayweather, and Floyd Sr. He's hilarious. That's one thing. He's funny, and he's always has something going on with his show. He has his own show for the Money Team, and he always has something going on. And he's like a connoisseur of Vegas. He knows where all the good places to eat are.
There you go.
And we're gonna ask him all these questions. When we brought him on, I kind of didn't want to get into too much about his nephew because I would hate to be in that situation where every time they talk to me, they've talked about my nephew.
Especially right now with this fight, that is, the biggest talk.
I was hoping to avoid that altogether with him.
Yeah, we can. So yeah.
I know a lot of you guys will be disappointed in that, but I just think that out of respect, this man's a pro fighter. He's a trainer.
Right?
Yep, it's on your phone. It's on your call. He's coming.
Oh, he is?
Yep. But I mean, out of respect, and things like that. He's a pro fighter trainer. I'm not going to harp on Floyd too much or at all with him because this man's his own person.
Yeah, and he has plenty of knowledge in the boxing game outside of Floyd. So, he
stepped in for Roger and trained Floyd for a couple fights.
That he has trained other fighters. He's fought. There's a whole lot of shit to talk about. And then, I like to ask him on the Vegas food. My favorite of all of it wasn't even really a restaurant. It was a buffet. That's Bayside Buffet.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Did you ever?
Smashed on that shit.
The Rio one is badass too. The Carnival.
I didn't like to see it. Wasn't bad, but I still put in Jim and Mandalay Bay's up.
Yeah, Brian. You know what? Garcia is very humble. He just is, and that's his real, like, the real person, and which you don't find anymore. You don't find people that are real, and he is.
Yeah, that's why I was telling him. You know, that did make a big difference. When you're sitting there and you're talking to somebody up, and then like you're sitting in that media, and you got a guy on the right, and you can tell bias, people being biased. You could, with the Broner. I mean, that one guy on the left, on your left side.
I'm not gonna say the station, but it's a famous one.
He was trying everything possible to make that fight close.
He said, He said, I got the fight 7-5. I'm like, what fucking fight did you watch,
and he
man?
knew there was like no way. And then as soon as you say something or explain it to him, yeah, I'd have to look at it like that. Like, no,
yeah,
you don't.
and then at the end he goes, yeah, you guys know your shit. Walked away. Of course we do. Though we wouldn't be here if we didn't. I mean, fuck. Sorry, that was. But no, you know, I don't know. I think the boxing world evolves so much.
Jason Bailey said, "That's the first thing that made me a Mikey fan: his maturity and humility." Yeah, well, you know, and it's rare in this sport today. I think you see a lot of guys going for that bad guy image and reputation now because it sells for some. You know, it sells for some. Eventually, it's not for everybody. I don't know. Some people are just lucky when they try to pull that off. But it's good to see guys like Mikey Garcia in the sport today. There's very few of them. You mention any other ones?
They're like Mikey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Errol Spence.
Oh, yeah,
Errol Spence is very, very humble.
Yeah, I say Triple G, though. I mean, G.
I won't forget Errol Spence walking up to you at that thing and saying, Kelly, you're one of my favorite fighters. Yeah. Errol Spence had more media than anybody there.
Oh, definitely.
He had people packed around him, and he made time to come and go, you're my favorite fighter, Kelly. When you knocked out Taylor, I wanted to be a pro. Yeah. I thought that was huge.
Oh, it's big.
And Paulie is humble in some ways. Paulie Malignaggi's a humble guy in some ways. I mean, he's pissed off.
Yeah, but Paulie don't really start the shit until somebody starts shit with him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Paulie's, like, easygoing and he's himself.
He's a funny dude.
And he got that Dago blood in him. You know, like, it reminds me of people in my family. And as soon as you piss off Paulie,
you pop off, stupid.
Yeah, he's gonna fire back.
Exactly.
And you get people like that. Thanks, Tyler Spencer.
I ain't seen Tyler forever.
Yeah, he said another great show.
Thank you, Tyler. I ain't seen you forever. Come by sometime.
Don't jinx us, though. We still got time to go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I mean, there's very few in it, though. That's why, you know, even me, I wasn't quiet in the sport and like humble because I wanted to be that way. I mean, that's just the way I am.
You're natural.
But it also too, like, you know, I don't get when you talk shit about your opponent, run him down. You're taking all the fucking credibility away from yourself when you beat him.
Yeah. Have you ever talked shit to an opponent before, though?
No. Again, like what I said about Paulie.
Yeah.
I have defended myself when it came time to it, and I chose my words the right way to say.
How about in the ring? Have you ever talked shit while you were fighting?
At one time, I think it was with our homie Ross Thompson, because he was talking shit.
What did you say?
He kept, I don't know. I mean, like I said, he threw like only a couple punches around, and I was hitting him, but he kept. I don't know. He was good, though. Ross was good at trying to get in your head. I mean,
good defensive fighter.
He obviously got into my head because in all my fights, I didn't talk back to anybody, you know. Yeah. And a couple people say things, but Ross was able to get me out of my, you know, mindset to do that. Jimmy Guerrero, I had to leave, but back to earlier about Shakur Stevenson. Nobody care if you had to leave, Jimmy. When I fought my pro debut, Lamar Parks was in the dressing room, and he couldn't believe it was my first fight. He said, I look like I've been
sucking dick for years. Oh,
been fighting pro for years. Shakur will get it. I trained as a pro my last 2 years amateur.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. I think he's going to get better too, Jimmy. But what he needs to do is I think he needs to listen to more trainers and take more time in the gym. You know what I mean? There's time to listen. That's it. I think that's all he needs.
Well, thanks, John. Hopefully it didn't go that way, but I appreciate you for defending me, my man. Props.
I got Cotto, Benny.
Yeah, I do too.
I got Cotto on his last fight. You know, I'm going to miss Cotto. I remember Cotto in the amateurs and what a great fighter he was.
Here we go. Jeff, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How you doing? We're having trouble with the.
We are on the air with Jeff Mayweather. Or not.
I'm sure right here in the background because I'm actually heading to the gym.
All right.
So he's still on.
Yeah, I think he's still on.
So what you got going on today? You training some guys?
Well, I mean, yeah, I have a guy that's fighting on Floyd's card.
Okay.
So,
who do you have fighting,
I
Jeff?
still have to put in work with him.
Yeah, who do you got fighting?
Kevin Newman.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you think about the state of the game right now? Is there any big fights out there that you're excited about seeing?
I mean, I think that the boxing has a very, very bright future. I mean, especially the welterweight division. There's a lot of different fighters that are in that division that can make great fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what I've been saying about that, about the 140 pound, even up to 147. Well, obviously 147, but you got some good talent at 140 that's going to eventually probably move up. And it kind of goes back to like the Tommy Hearns, Leonard.
Yeah, it goes back to that era. But don't get me wrong. I mean, 47 is, for some reason, it's always a marquee division. I mean, it's been for decades. So I don't think it's going to change. Then it goes from that division. Then sometimes it goes as high as to the middleweight division. From the premier division as well. So, but 47 is always a premier division.
Yeah, it is. This is James Dominguez from the Punchline. I have a question for you. What do you miss most about your fighting career, Jeff?
What do I miss most about my boxing career?
Yeah, your boxing career. What do you miss most about it?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really miss much at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the one thing is just that I think that the one thing I can honestly say is that if boxing was never my passion.
Yes.
So if I would have had passion, I think I would have done a whole lot better. But that was something that you can't create something that's not there. So I mean, it was never there. I just was a hard worker and a person that I mean, I still, in a sense, gave it my all, but it wasn't that that wasn't my focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you the question I was going to ask you was what was that?
I don't know what you're going to.
I know. I had a good question. Actually, Amy Green speaks high of you. Our PR person. She said she loves you. You guys, you've took her on tours of Vegas, things like that. And you're the Vegas person. But so she was talking about this wing spot in Vegas that you guys go to. Which one is that?
It's called Tap House.
She was telling us.
It's a little bar and grill.
Oh yeah, she was telling us about if we want to know where to go eat in Vegas, we got to talk to Jeff.
Yeah, everybody that comes to Vegas, I take them there. And once they go there, every time they come to Vegas, they go right back there.
So are you going next month to the? Are you going to be in Vegas next month for the Golovkin and Canelo fight?
No, actually, I'll be in Argentina.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all have to get your GPS out on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the name from the name of the place from
Tap
Amy.
Out. It's called Tap Out.
All right.
Also, I wanted to talk to you. I've seen your show multiple times on YouTube, and I think your show is probably one of the funniest shows out there today. I love it. Also, it's kind of given our show, like, we've taken some things from your show. I'm not gonna say we stole it, but we did, just to make our show a little better. You know what I mean?
Hey, Jeff.
But you ain't want to say it.
Jeff. Hey, James Dominguez said he stole it, though. Notice I didn't say that. I'm sitting back here.
Hey, I didn't steal it. I appropriated it.
Yeah, I didn't say that. So if you're going to go after somebody for that was James Dominguez. So.
Hey, Kelly has the bigger bank account.
I have no problem with it.
I just think your show is funny and it's unscripted. I love it. I love the way you put the fighters on the spot.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's something that we started doing like maybe about 2 years ago, and I was reluctant to take the mic and the very first person I did my interview with was Mike McCallum,
Okay.
and it was at the Hall of Fame induction
Okay.
at that time. And then, of course, I went on to speak to more prominent people and all.
Well, I love the one when you were in
So
the
it just became a natural thing for me. I mean, I'm already one of those people that I love to make people smile and make people laugh. So
yeah.
that's easy for me.
Well, it is. I mean, it's funny. I mean, that's what your gift is I think your gift is comedy, and I think that's what you excel at. I remember the show where you I don't want to put you on the spot, but I remember the show where you were asking the people in the gym about Broner and Mikey Garcia. Who were you going with in that fight?
I was going with I was going with Garcia because I thought that Broner had too many outside problems, going on outside the ring. And one thing about boxing is that you can't make up all the bad things that were happening in 2.5 months or 3 months. You can give it your all. You can sacrifice everything. Your body looks great, but the time served in jail, all that drinking and all the other stuff going on. I mean, that stuff.
Eating stripper ass.
I mean, you can't erase it.
You can't. That eating stripper ass will wear on you every time.
Yeah, that's funny though. Going back, you notice when Jeff said, you miss anything about boxing. A lot of retired people don't. Though you talk to these former champs and everything else. Yeah, like Robert Garcia, you mentioned it. For me, I'm only 5 years out, but there's some things sometimes I do. Don't get me wrong. I like that big hype going to get into the ring, but other than that, man, I don't miss the dieting. I don't miss the running. I don't miss none of that shit. So, that's funny though. But you on?
Yep. So, any big plans coming up? Anything going on for you, Jeff?
Well, I mean, basically, of course, right now, of course, immediately is to keep my fighter, Kevin Newman, focused on, on his fight. And basically, I do believe he's gonna have a very, very bright future and will be champion of the world one day. And but we still got our work to do, and we got to get him there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really think you're on to some great things, and you're doing great things in the sport. And we're hearing your name brought up more and more, in the training world and things like that. When did you start training? I mean, how old were you when you really started getting into it?
Well, actually, I retired. I guess considering boxing, I retired young. Yeah. I retired at 32, and because one thing with me is that I didn't want to. I got to a point where I started, prostituting myself and just using my name to get bigger paydays, as opposed to, if I had the passion for it, I would have never done that. And then I did it maybe a couple of times, and I felt I was beneath. That was beneath me, so I just I walked away from the sport because I didn't want to be a fraud. I didn't want to do, I wanted to just be honest with myself and be able to look at myself in the mirror and feel good about myself. So I walked away from boxing.
Well, that's the best answer I've ever heard from anybody, actually.
Yeah, it is. A lot of times you hear people. I mean, I know I've gotten it for a lot of different reasons why I retired early, and my big thing was I kind of lost the heart for it, and there was no big fights out there. Secondly, I was already pro over 12 years as is, and it's not a longevity sport, and especially when you get to that top level, if you ain't got it all in the heart, it's a horrible hobby to have. Believe me, it's not what you want to do.
It's a dangerous hobby.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the most. I said that before. Yeah, it's a dangerous hobby to have when you're not fully into it. And when I walked away, my kids was the biggest reason.
Right.
First of all, it goes like how much money is how much, and how selfish can you be when you got, for my part, when you got young ones, and you did what you did, you put a good amount of time into it. And in 8 years, they want to throw the ball around with you and you can't.
Hey, that $8 million
know.
Andre Ward, I'd have got somebody to throw the ball with the kids.
It's not the point, yeah.
That $8 million with Andre Ward would have changed my mind.
But, yeah, so I see your point on that. Hey, we got a question right now for you, Jeff. Fan wants to know.
Benny does.
Yeah, is there any young fighters that you train that we should be on the lookout for?
Well, of course, I just mentioned Kevin Newman.
Yeah.
I have Wasim Muhammad, who's actually he's ranked number 1 in the WBC at flyweight.
Wow.
He only has 8 fights, but he's a complete beast. And so he should be fighting for the world title. If not end of the year, maybe early next year.
Okay.
Wow, that's looking up a fight with like him and Inoue at that point. You know what I mean?
Man, that would be a good one. But, well, hey, Jeff, we appreciate having you on, really. And, we like to wish you the
man,
best.
I couldn't let y'all down, man. That's why I hate us doing it while I'm driving, but,
hey,
business with duty calls, I have to answer that call.
Hey,
definitely.
that's okay.
And like I said, I know you're busy, man, and we wish you the best and all the things you got coming up. So, thank you again for taking the time with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was an honor to talk to you.
Well, likewise.
All right, my man. Thanks. We'll talk to you.
Okay.
All
right. Bye.
Yeah.
I like Jeff Mayweather's answer.
Yeah.
The guy's down to earth. He straight up said you're lying to yourself and you're fooling yourself you're fooling yourself.
Dude, Jason, we're gonna block Jason Bailey from this fucking from this thread, dude. He had me. I couldn't. I wanted to take more sips of my fucking coffee. I wanted to take more sips of my coffee, and I
Producer,
Just
we have
wearing like a cape.
a technical difficulty.
Yeah,
Thumbtack that up next time.
yeah, I wanted to, hold on.
Kelly broke it.
But, yeah.
And, well, you know what, though? Jason's right, though. Jason actually knows his kid that's fighting,
Jam, see if you can get the black one behind it, too, because it's shining through.
Okay. Let me get the black one through it. I did like... Here, let me get the black one through it.
This is how we do.
We just stop right on the go, right? We're right on the... I broke the green screen, guys.
That's how we do.
All right.
It's getting permanently tagged next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, but Jason Bailey, dude, it was a dick move that he put on there. You can't do that when I'm trying to interview people.
Well,
that was funny. That was funny.
Hey,
shit.
Virgil Ortiz is back. How you doing, Virgil? Hey, you just showed up finally. But also, I wanted to come back in here on a certain thing here.
You know why I think he put that? Because Jason likes to eat ass all the time.
I do like to eat ass.
No, Jason does.
Oh, I do too. Fuck.
He likes to eat dude ass, though.
No, Richie Rivera said Jeff Mayweather is a crybaby like his nephew. Ah, that's awesome, Richie. That's great. That's probably why no one likes you. You don't have any friends. You know what? Like, why come on a show and say stupid, ignorant fucking shit? I mean, if you're going to troll a show, you're going to get trolled back.
Prostitution is a hell of a career. Yeah. Oh, that was when Joe said about, or you said something about.
Oh, yeah.
You made that comment. That's funny.
About eating ass? That's what he was doing?
No, you said prostitution is a hell of a career, and that's why Marvin replied to that like that. It's funny. Oh,
I think Jeff is a pretty cool dude.
And this is the part of the show where we read the comments. So
yeah, we read the comments and we comment back. So if you don't like the answer, I'm sorry. We're not scripted. You know what I mean? We don't have.
Yeah. You two are awesome. Thank you, Kisa.
Thank you, Carl.
What else do we have going on here? Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Even though you made me laugh. David goes, the other show stinks. Well, David, what show are you talking about?
Yeah, Damon, what show are you talking about?
Can you let us know which one you
I bet Damon don't have the balls to say it.
He don't got no balls.
No balls. And I bet they don't let you talk to the champs like we do. Oh, you mean that show where neither one of them guys ever boxed before, but they have all kind of opinions?
Okay, Kelly, on the roll, did you ever get the urge to come back after the Martinez fight, or were you at peace with? I fought I fought four or five fights after Martinez. And I won them all. And you know, so the main reason why I bounced out was we had to fight with Andre Ward's schedule, and I just got done fighting Aaron Jaco, Scott Sigmund, and Will Rosinski. Three fights in a row, and yeah, and you know, I was pumped up for the Andre Ward fight. That got canceled, and there was no big fights out there. I mean, for like a year and a half, everybody was tied up in contracts and everything else. I was done.
Is it that shitty show Orlando Carr loves?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what the name of that show is. Alicia does. She follows it.
Yeah. Well, Damon, that's a given that ours is better.
But, and
Thanks,
Delilah's
Sean.
saying that Ohio sucks, but she wants to come out here to a football game. Isn't that weird?
She does, huh?
Yeah, she wants to come out to a football game, but Ohio sucks.
We'll get you into a true Buckeye fan.
She is a Buckeye fan.
Okay. All Ohio fan, Delilah.
You know what? Dick changed her to a Buckeye fan.
Kenny Rice. I know Thurman was injured and is now newly married. How do you think he will look coming back? Do you think he'll need some warm-up fights first?
I think everybody needs a warm-up or so after it's been, you know, that kind of time.
You know, yeah, and also, Kenny, you know, he's not going to jump right into a mega fight, so why not take a sturdy opponent and take that fight and then look to the next one? You ain't been off that long where you need more than one fight, but I wouldn't take a tune-up fight. I would take one against a pretty good fighter, or a decent fighter, but not a threatening one.
Maybe like an Algieri?
Yeah, I think so. Not dangerous, really.
A Jeff Horn?
Yeah.
Horn, Algieri, somewhere like that. Someone that can give you some work, but has
for a guy like Thurman
has...
Horn would be a good fight. You know, not good like close. I'm talking about a good fight for him.
I see Horn fighting Crawford. To be honest with you.
You think so?
He beat Pacquiao.
Yeah, but what
right?
Pacquiao did he beat?
No,
he didn't beat Pacquiao.
That's not the point. He beat Pacquiao. He has a title. They're going to want to get Crawford the easiest title possible right now. And who would that be?
Well,
Jeff Horn.
Unless somebody's is gonna milk Horn. Yeah, you know what I mean by that is like knows he ain't shit, and they're gonna throw him into the wolves to just get some money out of him and get him out of there. Kelly,
do you train any amateurs?
Here and there, I go to a gym here in Youngstown and work with some people, but eventually, Delilah, I want to. You know, as a commitment though, and right now I got things going on and investments, and then of course the show. But yeah, pretty soon I do want to open a gym and start working with fighters. And
saying that, I actually got a great job offer recently about training boxers in the collegiate world, and I actually turned that down because of my family and the show. And I mean, I'm always going to regret it a little bit, but I think other offers will come up eventually one day.
Exactly. Miguel, Crawford, Mikey Garcia. What do you think on that? I think it would be a great fight. It would be good to see. It may happen. I mean, like I said, this year has been surprising in the matchups and the fights that are happening and that they're making.
Yeah.
I kind of lean towards Mikey, and I don't know.
I can't say. I have the fight even.
I can't say that either.
I have an even fight, and I think it comes down
before this last fight. Yeah, I would have said Mikey.
And I'm not saying that Indongo is great, but what I'm saying is with the relative ease he put that dude away. I mean, that was scary.
Yeah.
And you know what? Didn't Indongo remind you of Maurice Blocker? If anybody knew boxing from the 1990s, he looked and he fell just like Maurice Blocker. He was just awkward as hell.
Yeah. Still going on. I think it's Mikey's style, though, and the way he fights. He's going to... When you put somebody against Mikey, and this is not being biased, because I do tell the truth, you're going to have a fucking hard fight, no matter who you are. It's not an easy fight.
We have a former world champion, two-time world champion, Urbano Antion from California. One of my favorite fighters, one of my good friends. He's a great fighter.
What do you think about that Damon's question? Heyman Stable, is it inactive or active enough? I think it's pretty active.
It's pretty active, but the problem is they're having trouble finding networks right now. Network issues going on.
Benny Ace wants to know if there's anything you could change going back to your days of amateurs, like for the amateur program.
What with the program or me?
No, you. Yeah.
You know what, Benny? Honestly, my discipline. I was a disciplined fighter, But the older I got, the less disciplined I became. I started not caring what I ate, and I was fighting in weight classes I shouldn't have been in. 165 was not for me at the time. 156 wasn't. I was probably a 147. But I got tired of starving myself, and I got tired of that long, drawn out, amateur career. And, and I regret every day, that injury in Iraq halted my pro career. I already signed a pro contract. I'm even on BoxRec. If you go on, I have my BoxRec record up, which is 0-0.
That's how we catch people too.
Yeah,
with theirs.
I have my BoxRec up, and I was injured in Iraq, and I knew my career was over when I broke my back and neck. So
exactly.
But I could have done things some better. I could have done a lot of things better, but I'm happy with
Carlos
my
said
success.
he had to work. He said he's back. You missed some good parts, but you can watch the show later on, can't you?
Yeah, you can watch it again on YouTube.
I need Crawford and Mikey to both enjoy your day a little longer. I agree with that too. Maybe one or two, but you know what? You're going to have a demand. See, here's the problem with when you got these big fights getting made, like Lomachenko, Rigondeaux, Canelo, Triple G, and these type fights that are getting
fans get greedy.
And you're going to get that demand. Unfortunately,
fans get greedy. You know what? Have anybody ever read that? You ever read that book? If you give a mouse a cookie.
Donnie, I'll come in right now and kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. You ever read the book? If you give a mouse a cookie. Have you read it,
No.
Justin, to your kids?
No.
If you give a mouse a cookie, right? You give him a cookie, he's gonna want a napkin. If you give him a napkin, he's gonna want a straw. If you give him a straw, he's gonna want milk. What I'm saying is, if you give somebody something, they want more and more and more. Pretty soon they're gonna be asking for Chocolatito to fight Joshua.
Yeah. Hey, listen to Delala. That was nice what she said. Sorry you joined the army, but thank you for your service.
Oh, I'm not sorry I joined. To be honest with you, that was the best decision I made in my life because it helped me grow up.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us
I honestly don't believe. I honestly don't believe I would have been a great pro fighter. I think I would have been an average one. Do you know what I mean? Part of knowing yourself is knowing your limitations. And I think I was a good amateur fighter. I think I'd have been an average pro fighter.
Is a bluebird blue?
It is. It's blue.
What else do we got going on here?
But
Kelly, what do you think
chicken
of
fucker.
Tyson Fury's problems? Do you sympathize? No, I don't. I don't understand that, but
What's it?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what I haven't even heard what he's going through or what happened.
Who?
Tyson Fury. I mean, he's kind of irrelevant anyway. I mean, the heavyweight division was at that, especially at his point.
I think the whole cocaine thing they're talking about and the depression and breakdown he had. I sympathize with it. I mean, depression is no joke.
All right, James and Kelly, what was your favorite punch combos to land?
Go ahead, Kelly.
I like my hook straight right hand. Everybody always said about the right hand. My hook was pretty devastating, and it set up a lot of my right hands, believe it or not. As soon as I touched people with it, if it didn't hurt them, they felt it. But I like the hook into the straight right. Obviously, my jab, but also especially early in my career, my body shots were brutal.
I liked Damon. I liked 1, 2, 3, 2. I liked the left, the straight right, the left hook, and the straight right hand. That was my favorite combination. Body work, it was limited. In the amateurs, we don't focus too much on the body, but when I did, I enjoyed it. Right up the center. Is this thing's hot? Hey, Kelly, look at me.
Hey, where's my bird seat at?
Look at me.
The cows ate it.
Oh, fuck.
Kelly, look at me. Oh, yeah, that's a great look. You look handsome.
Where's my beak?
Hey, do you know why chickens don't wear underwear?
Why?
Because they got their peckers on their face. I'm taking this off. I'm hot.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Woo!
Short-lived.
So what are questions we have?
I don't know.
I think that Monroe Jr. versus Saunders fight in London in September has the makings to be a good fight. Fights like that fly under the radar. And that's true, Brian, and that is going to be a great fight. I do like Willie Monroe. Chicken heads, Demon called us. Virgil.
It's too hot. Next, we'll have our mask next week for
We got different masks for every week.
Yeah, and we'll have it set up better.
It's down 30 minutes ahead of time.
Keith Carl wants to see Anthony Joshua fight King Kong. Great fight, but I got King Kong winning that better.
Yeah, I see, unless something changes drastically in the build and everything of Joshua, I see any halfway in shape heavyweight beating him right now that I could throw.
Tonight's PBS. Oh, I love Oscar Valdez. I think he's one of the best talents in the sport today. One of the fastest hooks I've ever seen.
That's going to be interesting to watch. I got that already on record.
So I'm excited about that. Willie can box. It's one of my boy, Bernard Barco's gym. Like, Willie looks great. You know what? Jason has these friends that are like nobody knows who they are. I got my friend like Willie. Gamble, he trains Newman Newmers, and I'm like, okay.
I have a guy named Don. He sparred Charlie Z. He's a good fighter.
He's good friends with Rigan Chenko and
what else?
I got a good friend named Mikey Chenko.
Yeah. I got a guy down in East LA can fight.
Jason's mystery nigga.
You guys think wrong?
You know what, Benny? I think so. I think Gonzalez won that last fight, and I think he'll win this fight. Yeah, he won the last fight. I think he got robbed on that. But do I think Chocolatito's the best in the division? Not anymore. I think Inoue is going to beat him and Quadras. Delilah says I can fight. I know. I seen you, hon, with a sledgehammer. And start picking up that sledgehammer with both arms. You're going to tear a rotator cuff.
Not if you hold it right.
You're not going to be able to jack Marines off for a month.
Oh. Damon, you shut your... here we go. Jason and Damon fight with each other on our fucking
Virgil,
podcast.
what size shirt you guys wear? You know what, Virgil? I was just going to ask you about that. I wear a 2X and Kelly wears a 1X, right?
I wear a 2X.
Oh, we both are 2Xs. But, yes, Virgil, please do that, and I will wear that shirt at your son's fight.
Don't y'all see the guns, man? 2X.
I'm a big fan of his son, by the way. Virgil Ortiz is one of the best fighters, young and upcoming fighters today. Shakur Stevens is not as good as Virgil Ortiz, and I'm going to go on record and say it right now.
Good. I'll tell you that.
Inoue has a killer instinct like nobody else.
I'm not coming back. I've been out 5 years. I'm 35.
Is Kelly on pediatric stuff?
Nah.
Yeah, you are. You're on that peds. You're on that baby formula and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's got a lot of protein in it.
You're on titty milk, too. Good old-fashioned titty milk.
Yeah, titty milk got protein in it, too. That's why I date pregnant girls.
Titty milk.
Yeah,
see?
Right?
Oh,
yeah. See?
Justin has the hookup for titty milk.
Justin's going to be getting a lot of titty milk.
I got the fresh stuff right now. Don't have the fresh with you.
You don't need to shit one to love the other.
Jason, I saw Inoue spar in person in California. He was sparring a kid named Junto Nakatani, and he's 16-0. Amazing fighters, both of them were, and they're both with Team Tekken. Amazing, you got to watch them.
There's plenty of room for all till they hit the top. Yeah,
it's true. You're right, Delilah, but. You know Virgil, too, and you know...
Damon Martinez said he's a Mexican titty bar regular. We knew that.
We knew that, Damon. You can't get any other ones.
Now, do you... Never mind, I ain't going to say it. Damon probably take it when they're dancing. Damon probably takes his credit card and slides it down her butt cheeks, and then it takes the money... slides it down her crack of her ass and takes the money off the butt cheeks.
Put a picture of a strip club behind us. Put a strip club picture behind us. Strip club picture.
Why are you whispering? Everybody hear you.
Yeah, put one back there for Damon.
Damon needs it.
Damon,
one with Jason Bailey, too.
Yeah, put one in there with them.
Actually, I got a picture of Jason O. and Bailey at a titty club.
Yep. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, we're going to be on about 5 more minutes.
I love pregnants, too.
I don't want to accidentally throw some titties in the background up there, else we'll get pulled.
Oh, yeah.
I got to research a strip club picture. Make sure
Bobby, can we call him a
You should make it look like we're in the
let's
strip
put
club.
Bobby Sanchez on the air.
Put Bobby on the air. All right, we're putting Bobby Sanchez on the air. Have at him, guys.
Bobby Sanchez got balls.
What's up, guys?
You're on the punchline, Bobby.
Bobby Sanchez is a longtime friend of ours.
I'm glad
Yes, I am. Hold on, Bobby. Hold on, Bobby. I got to reply to this. Kelly, you hanging with us? Yes, I am, Delilah. Always, hon. All right, go ahead.
With them big old titties.
So what's happening, guys? I caught the show with Mayweather, Jeff, and...
You missed Mikey. Mikey was on.
Oh, no. Man, I missed it, you know. I got grandfather duties right now.
Well, you can watch the show again on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I will. I definitely will.
Oh shit, Bob! We already got. Go ahead.
I'm ready for a question, man. What's up? Shoot it.
Yeah, you already got fans on there that want to ask you a question. They want to know what's your opinion about fighting Daniel Rodriguez.
Hey, I will. Hey, just like I'll take a page out of Paula's book. Just set us up to fight, and I'll kick his ass.
Hey, Bobby, remember when Daniel
Thanks, Sonny. Again, I really appreciate it. Hey, Phillips, with everything he's helped us out with.
Hey, Bobby, remember when Daniel was training to fight you and he got hit by the senior citizen bus?
Oh, yeah, yes. How's he doing?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him. Damon asked about him if you're going to fight him still.
Oh, I'd love that. Tell him to bring his ass to Stockton, man. I actually committed myself to do another Masters Amateur next summer.
Gennaro asked
it's just something to set me a goal so I can lose all my weight again.
Gennaro, I still ain't, hold on real quick, Bobby. Gennaro, I still ain't had to throw a punch in 5 years, punch time clock. I'm actually sitting inside my 40-foot RV doing the show. I'm doing pretty good, my man. I'm doing pretty good, though.
I think that was a dick comment you were trying to make. I don't
don't know what, though. I'll show him the account. He'll change. Bobby got beat by, Dan Martinez goes, Bobby got beat by an
ARP member
in the desert. Is that true, Bobby?
I got what?
Beat by an old man in the desert, looked like Mr. Clean, an AARP member.
Yeah, right. Okay. I don't ever recall getting beat up, but that's a good one, Mr. Clean.
Did you win that fight, though? Did you win that fight?
Oh, yes, I did.
It never fucking happened.
I whooped his ass.
I saw the fight.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I saw the fight.
Okay.
I saw that. Well, look.
Thank you, Gennaro. I appreciate it, bro.
I know what fight you're talking about at the bike club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a heavyweight that had 40 pro fights. I'm only an amateur.
That dude whooped your ass like you owed him money.
Oh, man. He hit me with his best shots, and I still kept on walking forward.
You had no choice.
Hey, I won one battle. I know I can take a good hit.
Yeah, that's one true. You got a chin, that's for sure.
Yeah. Are you training right now, though, Bobby? I mean, are you working out to fight?
No, I actually just started getting myself back into the gym, and I'm looking to, like I said, I got to drop all this weight, commit myself to a Masters Amateur for next year, and hopefully I'm trying to get Mario Cabrera to go for a run back. That would be
nice. So how is it being a grandfather? How you enjoying that?
Oh man, I love it. The baby, his name is Sugar Ray, like his father.
Yeah.
But I call him Baby Sugar Ray because I like to have him look up to like Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm already raising him, but he's gonna. I already have goals set for him.
So your son-in-law,
future world champ.
Who's your son-in-law named after? Sugar Ray Jobless?
No, well, the name is Ray after his father, but I call him Baby Sugar Ray, for like Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Carlos Ponce de Leon wants to know if you're fighting at 154.
Oh man, I'll make it to 154 one day when I get dehydrated and dead.
You know what, bro? 154 is out of both of our wheelhouse. We'll never see that again.
Yeah, you gotta wait. That process, 154 will start after the rigor mortis part of it.
Oh man, I have. Last time I was 154 was when I was actually competing amateur with Jesse Lopez boxing in Fairfield, and that was I think October of '94.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, let me answer this. Gennaro, I would love to have fought one of them. Canelo, I definitely know that. And I'd be honest when I pick fights with me against people. Canelo was way too small for me. Naturally, I was a natural big middleweight. I had a very hard time making the weight. And Triple G, I would love to fight. Triple G has not fought anybody like me, or with the power, the chin, and then also somebody that throws averages high 80s to even low 90
exactly
amount of punches around. Not too many middleweights my size ever did, in fact. Or I don't even know how many middleweights average that many punches, to be honest. But but it's hard to say what. It would have been great if they were there when I was fighting.
You threw over 100 in Taylor fight, right?
Well, I did in the third round through 93 after being dropped, but yeah. Daniel Martinez says Bobby's the Mexican space shuttle repairman.
Hey, could you do me a quick? My daughter's birthday is on Saturday. I was 26. Can I get a quick shout out? Happy birthday to my daughter Selena.
Definitely.
She's gonna be turning 19. She's a big boxing fan.
All right, hey Selena, happy birthday! You got your poppy on the phone. Have a great one and enjoy it. That's cool, man. She'll be 19.
Yeah, she'll be 19.
Time goes quick.
And I took her. I'm trying to get her back into boxing to where she's scoring fights again, and so she looks like maybe next year she'll be hopefully a judge with USA Boxing.
That's awesome. Talk to Delilah. She can set her up right. Delilah's. That's what she does. So Delilah, she's on here. Okay. Talk to her. She'll get her set up. She's one of the uppity ups in USA Boxing.
McGraw Crew, who hit you the hardest in your career? That was definitely hands down Miranda. Miranda hit harder than pretty much any fighter in the middleweight division now. Hey, Bobby, I mean, this show is kind of like our show, so I am getting asked questions I got to answer.
He's like, what? Who hit me the hardest? I'll tell you who hit me the hardest. Child support hit me the hardest.
Hey, guys, I was just going to say thanks for having me on. I got to get to my grandbaby. He's starting to fuss and whine. And, all right. And I look forward to calling in again.
Oh, yeah,
for sure, Bob. I'll be in touch with you guys soon.
All right, my man. Take care. I'll be talking to you.
Okay, thanks. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Cool. Damon, I got Jack winning that fight. James DeGale does not impress me.
Let's see what else. I better turn that one off. What else do we got? Well, overall, guys, we're going to start closing down here. What's this right here? Rochester, New York. One day.
Come to the Fight Factory, boxing gym, and the best in Rochester, New York.
Hey, I wouldn't mind it. When I get the time to get around more, I wouldn't mind stopping and seeing some of the gyms. Especially, that'd be pretty interesting one time, too. Well,
Jason's licking balls. You see that?
Yeah, he's trying to get in.
He's the good best gym ever.
Well, Jason's in New York, so.
Jason's in Maine. Jason's up there lobster fishing with his penis.
There's nothing wrong. Well, no, he ain't. I'm fucking thing. He got 2 belly buttons.
That belly button and a thimble.
Yeah.
A thimble with hair.
Hung like a Tic Tac.
But you know what, guys? I just want to say I love the way the show's going. I love the way we're interacting. You guys can call in and talk shit. We don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Carlos, you tell us, man. He's probably with the other guys in their show, man.
And I'll tell you what, Damon just needs to call in all the fucking time.
They assholes.
Damon just needs to call in all the fucking time. That way he can get all his questions out.
I think we should do a segment where we have like 5, and we got to start off with everybody, but mainly have like the guys like Jason Bailey, Carlos, Bobby.
Yeah, our friends from the beginning.
Damon, yeah, and then start getting. I think that'd be.
Well, we need to set up a Skype because we don't want to give out Kelly's number to all these reprobates.
Yeah, and get like a screen. I mean, have these fucking douche pickles. I don't want.
Because they're funny, you know what I mean?
I got a number. I've got 4 extra cell.
Yeah, let's do that. Because I don't want to give you Kelly's phone number out to these degenerates. You know what I mean? Yeah. Next thing you know, they'll be asking for fucking tickets and credentials to fights. Yeah, well, their names will be Let Me.
The phone and that speaker works here. I've got a couple spare phones at home that are active.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, we'll get us up to where we could be more interactive with the fans.
I agree, but also amateurs shoot themselves in the foot too because a lot of them are going after the easy money now and don't want to take the time to learn the craft.
Have a good day, fellas. I'm out. Can't wait for the next. Thanks, Jason. Truly, man.
Thank you, Jason,
for commenting and shit.
Heather Bowman dancing on the screen.
Oh shit.
Do you know what? Does anybody hear from her, or is she fucking dead already?
I don't know.
She don't talk to you?
Uh-uh.
She got tired of being kidnapped? calling us for being kidnapped. I'm being kidnapped. I'm like, so call me at 7 a.m. if you're still kidnapped. Don't call me at 3.
Fuck. I get
Fuck
my.
it.
What was Jason say? I get my own credentials.
Yeah, but we're talking about real fights, Jason. We're not talking. We're not talking about Barry Thimble versus Tyner Terry.
The smokers down at the local tavern.
The fucking fight at the Armory.
Hey man, there's some good ass fights at the Armory and the amateurs.
Yeah, but we're not talking about pro fights.
Oh yeah. But congratulations on the show, guys. Best of luck. The show is better. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Benny. Hey, Benny, I want to tell you. Usually on your show or on the postings you do on your page, I want to tell you I agree with about 99% of what you say. You're on point. You know your boxing. I appreciate it.
He's just saying that because you said good show, guys.
No, I'm saying it because I agree with Benny. A lot of the shit he says, he's fucking on point.
I'm joking.
I don't like to agree with a lot of motherfuckers. I will disagree on purpose sometimes, but Benny's usually on point. And Jason Bailey is until he starts talking about that Rigo shit.
Or about people.
Some Cuban he loves at the moment.
From people 3 states away in North Dakota.
But
all right, well, we're gonna close it down. Do we have anything that we know of planned right now for next week?
Next week,
I'd like to get my homie Bronco McCart on here.
I think we're gonna get Bronco McCart, right? I think that was.
You know, there was a guy that fought, you know, in there with a lot of great fighters, and you know, and he fought some good opponents himself. And of course, he fought, you know, a great fighter too. But he's cool as hell, man.
Yeah, he is.
He was a hell of a fighter.
He was, you know, he was a workhorse on Tuesday night fights. I'm surprised that dude didn't make $1 million a year with as much as he fought. You know what I mean? We need to get Allison back on, Allison Baver back on, because she's hot.
Yeah, she is, and she got a lot going on too.
Olympic gold medalist speed skater.
Fucking Jason Allen Bailey. My mother warned me about becoming friends with people like you.
You're gonna have to talk about the Mayweather McGregor results.
Yeah.
Well,
our producer Justin definitely making a good point. Yeah.
We're changing times, guys. We are changing our time slot. We're going to be doing Tuesdays at 6 o'clock in the evening because more people are getting off work. It's hard for you guys to watch because you're at work. Some of you don't work, which is easy, but most people work. Yeah. And we're just trying to maybe move up the time slot a little bit. Maybe we'll add a Sunday every once in a while for post results on a fight.
Yeah, that'd be good.
For the Mayweather and McGregor fight, I haven't decided if I'm going to pay the money yet to watch it or I'm going to go watch it at.
Yeah, they were, Jason, and that's where Bronco fought a lot of fights on. Before I fought him, I was a fan coming up and like right at my end of my amateur career. I didn't want to fight Bronco McCart, man. I was too big of a fan. But yeah, they did it. Tuesday night fights were great on USA.
Joe Gessie said, "You worked Broncho." His name's Broncho. Broncho McCock.
Joe Gessie, his keypads have cursive.
I know. You work Broncho McCocksucker.
I like the time change better, and on Sundays would be great.
I agree.
But you start really tapping into football season too, though.
Well, I think on football season, I think we're just talking about fight weeks. I don't think we're talking about every Sunday. You know what I mean? I'm talking about big fight weeks. We need to do a Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? If I get fired, I want $20 blowjobs in Warren.
Get old Bobby to do it.
No. All right. Well, fellas, I appreciate Joe Gessie. Thanks for comments. Bobby, Jason, Damon, of course, Carlos. Everybody, Delilah. Yep, Benny Ace and Miguel. All you guys, everybody that followed the show today. Thank you. And next week we'll keep you posted on our Facebook and everything. What's coming up. And hopefully we'll have it soon. But other than that, again, thank you guys for everything, man.
Thank you, and have a great day, guys. See you soon.